And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day, another month here of the Rex April Madness Playoffs, day number 2. I'm of course OSI VAP. With me, I'm joined. I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome, one and all, to our second broadcast of the day. We were just live earlier this morning with the Tenacious Royal Tussle, and now we are here with our semifinals and grand finals of the Rex April Madness. Here we go. For those that are unaware of what's going on, this is a tournament that's been running all month. It is a 16-player invitational. We are now in the playoffs, and as you can see here, 2 days ago we covered the quarterfinals. Hero versus Down, Clem versus Rogue, Bunny versus Solar, MaxPax versus Classic. 2 days ago we wrapped up the quarterfinals, and now we have our top 4. We have 2 Protoss, 2 Zerg players, and they're going to be facing off in best of 7s. Up first we have Hero versus Rogue, followed by Solar versus MaxPax. Let's go! Best of 7s, baby. Best of 7s all around, best of 7 semis, and of course best of 7 grand finals as well, as we are jumping into game number 1. And spawning in the top right hand corner of herO, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Team Falcons. It is Rogue. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing his new team, Twisted Minds. It is herO. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim this series. Again, we're jumping into a best of 7, baby. Ay. We're jumping to a best of 7 here, a fresh series already. Best of luck in the chat with your Gamba as we do get the ball rolling here. First things first, loading into herO. herO, of course, is a small map. Short watch distance by ground, aggression is favored, and we'll see how aggressive our players are going to be. Bearing in mind, Rogue does have a certain playstyle here to ZVP and ZVT as well. Very macro based, very slow paced, I should say. The goal typically for Rogue, not always, but on a lot of these other larger maps, maybe not on these smaller maps, is to slow the game down. To embrace lunker tech, baby, to get into lunkers and to try to get into a longer game state, to slow the game down, get into Nidus play, and then wreak havoc across the map. We'll see if he can get to that point. We'll see if he even tries to get to that point here on herO. Again, aggression is favored. Aggression is does have the advantage here on this map, and we'll see how aggressive our players are going to be. Let's go. Let us go. But otherwise, hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Again, we did actually have a ladder session, a cheeky ladder session after the broadcast earlier today, and it was crazy. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. Yeah. I was able to get a nap. I was able to sleep for I think an hour and a half, like just under 2 hours, nap. And it's pretty good. It's something. So we're refreshed, we're good to go. Here we go. So for the time being, we have our Save the Openers, Gate Cyber Expand. Likewise, oh my god, we have our take of choice, Twilight Council Hyper Aggression out of herO, which is to be expected. I did mention earlier, I did emphasize for good reason how small the map is and how aggression is favored on herO. I should get into some of the details here, but the rush distance by ground. The rush distance by ground is very short. As you can see here, from third base to third base, we are one screen away. Like, this is the center of the map right here before you. Not very large at all, as you go from end to end in mere seconds. So because of that, herO, he has gone from the Twilight Council from here into Glaive Depths. Now he doesn't pull out, okay, does pull out a gas, so he's going 4-gate Glaive Depths. We are expecting a Robo alongside this. If not, this could even be an economic opener. We'll keep an eye on herO. If he does skip the Robo, he could go like 3-gate Glaives into a faster third Nexus. We'll keep an eye on our Protoss player here, as I still do not see a Robo. What we got? Are we setting up a proxy? Are we going? Wait, we are okay. Yo, we got some builds. we got some builds, baby. Let's go. So this is gonna be a 4-gate Glaive build without Robo, which means we have actually extra resources here to invest into said proxy. Oh, we were going to throw it out of the gateway, but the probe goes down. Massive pickoff, massive delay. Probe is now has to be replaced. Second probe moves out to throw it out of the gateway. Rogue up, he does miss the probe just barely. He will see the setup though. Three gates on the high ground and a fourth gateway across the map. Now bearing in mind this is delayed, and every second that passes by counts here when it comes to this build. herO is given more time to react, to respond. We have Spine Coilers on the way, we have Roach Warden on the way, Lings are amassing, and herO is getting ready for his Roach, or to just produce Roaches. He's getting ready. Meanwhile, I believe that's a full wall. You can see here, one pylon, one adept, and you can just fully wall this center area off. As Spine Crawler is going to finish up again, rotating this very seriously, and herO, he will expand. Now, the reason why herO can afford an expansion here, as we were mentioning, that's why I thought it was going to be 3-gate glaives, is that there is no Robo, which means there's no Warp Prism. The money that was going to be spent on a Robo and on a Warp Prism is instead being spent here on the Nexus. Meanwhile, massive surround. First Stalker does get picked off. Alas, herO out of position. He was ready in the center of the map. Alas, not expecting the counterattack. And so far, I mean, I love the build out of herO, but so far, herO is doing a great job here at just picking holes in this build. At just pulling herO back, we have more Lings flooding across the map. Ravagers are on the way, and herO is turning this into his own all-in. No drones, no saturation. herO cutting workers at 33, going nothing but Ling Ravager. So pure Ling Ravager here. Lings, they do make the way. Oh no! Oh, they make the way towards the natural. Whew, we do get a wall off in time. Lings, they do get one probe. One probe goes down. And we'll see who's able to pull the trigger first. Again, herO, he keeps trying to get across the map, but every time he does, Lings, they counterattack. They counterattack time and time again. Speaking of, does get a mineral line. Probe's going to be going down. Adepts, they get across the map. They will shut down these Lings. Yeah, Lings, they just melt here. Lings are all going down. Ravagers are exposed. And he does not cancel. Doesn't cancel. He misses the shade. Dives into the main. Picking up more Lings. Meanwhile, back at home, 6 probes go down, but he does not get into the main base. herO, he defends back at home. Likewise, shades out. Once again, shaving off more Lings. No economic damage. I mean, to be fair, there's not many drones to actually kill. Not many workers to bring down, and herO, he will defend. He will defend. He will clean up all the adepts, so we have more adepts on the way. Are they gonna get surrounded? Oh, here they extend. Bigger extension, more adepts falling. And herO, he's gonna be in trouble here. Again, can he survive the counterattack? That's my big concern. As here he's pinned against the wall, all these adepts are gonna go down. Oh. As here, he does have the better economy. herO's got a third base, better economy. Dark Shrine is now on the way. Blink in production, Forge +1, but he needs army more than anything. And one of his gateways is about to be depowered. Massive pickoff. Gateways depowered. herO back at home, still trying to warp in. He can only warp in 3 gateways or 3 stalkers at a time, 3 adepts at a time. 2 more gates on the way. 2 more gates, getting up to 5. Shield batteries are finishing up. herO, does he have enough time here? Does he have enough to survive the all-in? Here we go, Lings are coming for a surround. They attempt to. They lock down the army, files, they will connect, they shut down one of the cannons, one of the shield batteries even. But if they do get away, yeah, they shed out, so Lings are being cleaned up. So far, this is not good enough for Rogue. Rogue has not done enough damage here. As Lings, they do get in. Oh my god. Yeah, Lings, they barely slip by. We do see heroes being pulled apart. He has to respond to the Lings in the main. At the same time, Roach Ravager breaking the third. Oh, boom, piles connect, and 12 probes go down. Yeah, alas, the herO wall, the wall that isn't a wall, is punishing him. And Rogue, has he done it? It does get into the natural. Ling Ravager filing in as well. The Wiles! Oh my god, they shut down the Adepts. And this is just too much. It's becoming far too much here. herO down to 39 probes, 25 going down. Oh, Pile Day once again connect, but DTs, they do mortal in. Yeah, Dark Chamber, they're focusing on the Ravagers one after the other. And here he's all, oh no, the Zealots! The Zealots are trapped! No! They can't help! Not like this, herO. herO, he does hold, but again, at a cost. There we go, recalls the Zealots out of there. Ay, ay, ay. Does recall, and herO, this would have been a clean, I mean, this would have been a decent hold here if he wasn't broken at the natural base, if the wall wasn't open. And alas, now, Rogue, he's droning. He's droning up, he's saturating, the drone counts, the worker counts are similar with each other. We are neck and neck. And who do we favor is the question. From here, I do favor herO. herO, he I believe has blink. Yeah, he did finish blink. +1 is on the way. herO, he has no further tech, that is true, but he can morph in Archons. So he can morph in Archons, he can morph in Blink Stalkers, which do scale better into a longer game. Rogue, he just now finished the lair, so Roach speed just now beginning. This is late Roach speed, so it's going to take a little while here for Rogue to really get back online when it comes to any kind of standing arm. Here we go. As ladies do threaten a run by. At the same time, herO going to be harassing, at least attempting to. herO being active with the Adepts. herO is already probed up to 59. Again, herO, he does have the better economy. Rogue, he may just turn this into a follow-up all-in. Round 2. This time, instead of 33 workers, this time he is joined up to 47, and you can see here he is not saturated. You can see here he is undersaturated at the natural. He does transfer to the third base to make it look like he's droning, but he's doing anything but. And so far, it's working. herO, Gateways, Temple Archives. Again, he's investing into further tech. Ideally, Rogue wants herO to expand. Instead, Rogue is all in. So we'll see if herO can keep up with this. Here comes that second wave, that second round of all in. This time off of a full 2-base economy. Rogue pushing forward. herO completely out of position. Yeah, Lings, they do get into the mineral line. Shield Battery's under fire. Nice hold position micro there with those Lings. Rogue, he does attempt to bile. Yeah, no major connections, but the shield battery's out of energy. The first Archon goes down, massive pickup. Retraction moving in, poise are being pulled. And biles, they are not connecting. Nice blinks, nice control. Here he pulls away in time, he bleeds out 7 probes, he can afford to lose some workers, and now the Roaches and Ravagers are exposed. herO, he holds. He holds, he just shuts this down. Expensive losses here for Rogue, he can't afford to lose the Ravagers, and they're going down. They're going down one after the other. And again, the longer this goes on, the better it is for herO. Rogue, he's got to keep this going now. Thankfully, Rogue, he does maintain some of his Roaches, and he's morphing them into Ravagers. Rogue, he still commits to the all-in. herO, charge is still in the way. He needs a little bit more time. He's kiting well. The herO, his shield batteries, they're not replaced. He lost, what, 3 shield batteries in the defense, and he has not replaced them. And without shield batteries, I'm not so sure he can hold. We're moving forward. Biles, they do rain down in the mineral line. Boys being pulled. And again, these probes are a resource. herO, he can lose them. As that's going to be 12 probes going down. Biles, they don't connect. herO, he deals with Lings, deals with the Roaches. Ravagers are exposed. herO, he wants them. He's getting them. Oh, he's so close. He's so close here. There we go. Ravager goes down. He gets 1. Down to how many? Down to 10. 10 Ravagers left. Oh, some of the Biles do graze the army. Oh, the herO, these Stalkers are getting so low. Stalkers are getting low. Biles forcing him back. Some of them do connect. But I say 10 up to 12 Ravagers. Yeah, 12 Ravagers moving in. Here we go. We do dive on top of the army. He goes to the aggressive blink. He gets punished. The punish is real. But charge, I'll say dive in. A couple of Zelts do warp it in time, and herO, he cleans us up. He completely cleans us up. We go from 12 down to 2. 2 Ravagers remaining. herO, he still maintains his economy. Cleans up the Ravagers. One of them barely escapes. Not even. Oh, just barely one. Barely one does get away. But herO did lose most of his probes. Most of his workers did go down. Oh, going into mass sentry. I mean, hey, the Ravager count is low. Ravager count is low. herO transfers over. And Rogue, he scored how many? 62 probes in this game. So much. 62 workers for how many? For 300 Lings. Jesus. Again, it's been close. It's been intense. herO, he's barely holding on. I do still favor herO's army. He's now getting to +2. Remember, these are going to be +2 units here against 0-0 for Rogue, for the Roach Ravager. But Queens are coming in to support with a transfuse. Queens are waddling in. Ravagers rebuilt. Show us the force fields. A lot of this will come down to the force fields. Speaking of, looking down the army, a couple of Biles do connect. Force fields are being replaced, and so a lot of Roach Ravagers leaving fighting. Yes, too far back. Too far behind. Better engage here for herO. And he still has a couple of force shields remaining. Still has a couple left. He does have the NG overcharge as well. He has yet to use it. So once again, we have the Guardian Shield. Oh. PvZ once again don't quite connect. Okay, herO diving forward. Catching us some Ravagers. Massive pickups. Ooh, PvZ shuts down the Overseer. Bit of friendly fire. Thankfully, there is another. You're being a little bit cavalier with those Stalkers. Again, still holding on to some of that energy to those force fields. Nice hold position micro. Another hold position pack. And here he's reprobed. He's already resaturated here on 3 bases. He is now getting a 4th. herO getting further ahead. Again, as we mentioned before, the longer this goes on, the better it is for herO. He's getting +3 attack, by the way. +3. Crazy. The soup, yeah, the soup does lie. Like, herO, he's up in supply, but it's inflated. Like, it's inflated army supply here with Roach Ravager. herO, he has the more efficient army. It locks down the roaches. Ooh, massive catch. Oh my god. Catching out so many roaches. herO, he does get eyes on the 4th. Does get eyes on the 4th base. herO, he is aware. Oh! As Ravagers are being locked down. Once again, very nice force fields. Locks down the Ravagers, bowsing what they can. And Archons are being targeted down. He gets both Archons. But here comes the blink. The Biles! Oh my god. They take down 1, take down 2 Stalkers. We're running out of Archons. herO, he does have enough. Once again, he does punish all these roaches. He can blink forward. No aggressive blink. herO playing it close to the chest. It's calming down. But overall, a stronger defense here for herO. And for the first time in a long time, herO, he does take that supply lead. Again, he has just been out scaling a rogue. A +3 is now complete. Now getting to +1 armor. 3-1 upgrades. herO, he's got his 4th base fully operational. Rogue, let's go. He's getting +1. He's getting Burrow as well. Okay. And the creep is finally clearing up. Just clearing. Marshall's likewise coming in to reinforce. Rogue, he peels off a couple of roaches, but there is an Archon to defend. And GG gets called. Again, the writing was on the wall. herO, he will claim game number 1. Whew, GG, an intense game here. Bearing in mind, herO, he opened up with a crazy build, going 4 gate glaives without a robo, with a proxy gateway in the center of the map, with a 3rd base alongside it. But as you saw, we saw that Rogue was able to punish that time and time again. Lings, they just kept bypassing, getting across the map, getting into mineral lines, and that led into the eventual counter all-in of Rogue. I say kind of just the all-in of Rogue, where Rogue, he just cut workers at 33, went pure Ling Ravager, but alas, he did not do enough damage. He did enough damage to cripple his opponents and to try to equalize some things, but I mean, herO, he still had the advantage. herO, he was still outscaling his opponent with upgrades, with further tech, with the saturation at the 3rd base as well, and Rogue, he barely wasn't breaking it, barely wasn't able to kill herO with that. GG. GG well played. herO takes the lead, but as a reminder, this is a best of 7, by the way. Best of 7, not a best of 5, not a best of 3. We have a potential for 7 games. Let's go. Let us go. So we're getting into game number 2. Number 2. And game 2 is going to be on Persephone. one of the newer TLFC maps, and here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the blue Protoss player, sorry, blue Zerg player, the blue Zerg player himself, representing Team Falcons from South Korea. It is Rogue. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing his new team, Twisted Minds. It is herO. We go. So we are settling in again here. He does have that 1-0 lead, and once again we load into one of the newer maps. Okay, so Persephone does have a very direct path by ground, very direct. Likewise, around to the middle of the road when it comes to the size of the map itself. You can be aggressive at times. We have very rarely seen any macro games on Persephone, just because you do typically, or I should say, the room in between yourself and your opponents is still quite short, still quite small. So typically engagements and fights are occurring a little bit sooner here. There are some quirky aspects of the map in regards to the healing pad, which is very rarely used, and the expansion as well, the goal base in the center, which we have seen taken mainly in PvT. If the Protoss has map control, then they can claim the goal base and take advantage of that, but it is a rarer sight. And so far, Hatch got spool, standard opener. Rogue, he does go for the linear third base, the unnatural natural, as he was forced out. Well, it's forced out. And most likely, we should be seeing a standard opener out of herO. As a reminder, last game, it was a Twilight Council. Twilight Council into Glaives. This time, we should be calming things down. Settling in. There we go. Pylon gets placed in the main. Based on this location, does look like a Stargate opener. Keep an eye on him. Well, keep an eye on him. Likewise, Rogue going into his own link suite, pulling out a gas, saturating his bases. It's going to be, yep, that Stargate opener out of herO. Again, typically if it's going to be some hidden tech, then we would hide the pylon further back behind the main base, or in between the main and the natural. For it to be closer to the edge of the main, does scream Stargate instead, just to reduce the time it takes for the Oracle to get across the map. Probe is going to be zoned away, does get eyes on the would-be third, and the probe will escape. As the Adept has arrived. Again, just designed to be annoying here, just to be a threat in between the bases, to deny any kind of transfer, catch any transferring workers even. As he does shade in, does commit, gets one. One drone goes down, not bad. And it looks like will shade away just in time. Does shade out, it does shade away. Second Adept is zooming across the map. And so far, no major damage here, no major tech structures either. It all comes down to the defense of Rogue. What do we have? We have two Adepts for herO, and we have the Oracle as well. There's the NG overcharge. Oracle does zoom across the map, making his way towards the main. You see Rogue responding with a handful of Lings. Likewise, Queen's trying to keep up as well. They're trying to keep up. Stasis trap into the main. Queen's still quite in position. Queen gets caught. No drones though. Drones are kept safe. Adepts, they do shade towards. Oh my god, going for another stasis. Adepts, they do shade back home. And so far, catching out 5 drones, not bad. F5 workers get caught, and we're going for another. Oh, he's not done. Oh no! Someone stop this man. Say, oh my god, catching out half the mineral line. Sorry, 8, I should say really 13. 13 probes getting caught. There we go. Now some of them do break out. Yeah, brutal connection here. No kills, but denied mining. Meanwhile, Lings, they do get towards the natural. They try to focus on the first Adept. Nice around. No kills though. Oracle does arrive just in time. Lings have to abandon that location. And we follow this up from the initial Stargate opener into the Nexus into Glaive Adepts. No Forge. No Forge. Gateway Explosion. Glaives on the way. herO being hyper aggressive here. Going into Glaives. Ooh, my apologies. It is not the turtle tussle. That was earlier this morning, so I will have to get rid of the logos mod. My apologies. I always forget. God damn it. Shout out to the turtle though. Ah, look, he's so happy. It's waving to us. It's waving. Has Oracle's a poke in. Oh my god, taking a lot of hits, and one Oracle goes down. Here extends. Get bigger extension from herO. But my biggest concern, do you see what I see? I see no tech. There's no Roach Warren. This screams Ling Hydra. And Rogue, he's quite fond of it. He's quite fond of Ling Hydra play, especially when it comes to going into longer macro games. We spoke about this at the start of the series. We spoke about how Rogue is very fond of going into Hydra tech, very fond of going into lurkers and slowing the game down on some of these larger maps. There's that Eva chamber that should be for plus on melee, but the problem here is that means no Banelings, no Roaches, only Ling Queen to defend against what? Against all of this. Against the mass wave of Glaive Adepts. And Hygen is not what you want, so yeah, it is going to be Ling Hydra out of Rogue, a herO just reading him so well. This is designed to punish Ling Hydra, and punish he will. Ling's there racing back home, Mass Adept is revealed, the natural is open. Lings, they attempt to surround, and I mean, they do get a decent surround here, but they're all going to go down. The Lings are going to melt, they do evaporate. Adepts a shade from here into the main, and GG gets called. Again, there is no answer. herO, he hard counters the build of Rogue, and herO takes a 2-0 lead. Whew. GG. Again, it is not uncommon in this matchup to go for Ling Hydra. Ling Hydra is greedy, as you saw, it is greedy. It is heavily reliant, or at least you're hoping their opponent is playing standard. If your opponent's playing standard, the protos play standard, what do they get? They go from Stargate Opener Oracle into plus on Blink Stalkers, right? Into Blink Stalkers, and then you're fine. Like Blink Stalkers, Lings are able to keep up with them, they're able to trade better, they're able to be more efficient, you're able to get into Hydras, and you can get into a standard game, into a longer game, into the mid game. But as we saw, the risk there is that your opponent can punish you by going into Glaives. By going to Glaives, you can also punish this by going into Charge, for example, going for an early charge timing. That's an alternate way to try to punish this. And alas, Rogue Hero Courts, with his pants down, Papi, the pants were down. GG herO. He's up 2-0. We're now jumping into game 3. Now, out of all maps so far, up next is going to be the largest map out of all maps we've seen so far. It is a macro map. Welcome, one and all, to Amygdala. Let's go. Amygdala, of course, being one of the larger maps in the map pool, known for longer games, known for the late game even as well. This, I feel like, is going to benefit Rogue. I feel like Rogue is going to be the most comfortable on a map like this. But we'll see. We'll see if we can get into his game state. As spawning in the top right hand corner of Amygdala, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Team Falcons down in the series, down heavily. We'll see if he can bounce back and make a series out of this. It is Rogue. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Twisted Minds. It is herO. We go again here. He's up 2-0. It's a best of 7, so first of 4. First of 4 wins will claim the series. So we still got time. We still have some time here to recover, to recoup. And we'll see how herO, or how Rogue, will adjust his approach. Likewise, herO as well. So welcome one all to Amygdala. Amygdala, again, is one of the larger maps in the map pool. Because of this, it can be more difficult to be aggressive. I say it can be. In this matchup, it's a little bit different just because of the way that the warp-in mechanic works. So you can set up proxy locations. You can go for 8-gate 3-base all-ins, for example, and catch your opponent being too greedy. There are ways to be aggressive from the side of the Protoss. But in general here, I do think that this is the best map so far for Rogue to slow the game down. To get into his Ling Hydra, to get into Lurker tech, and to max out. Again, that is where Rogue thrives. That is where he is at his best. That's where he is at his strongest. Is if he can get to that kind of later game state. But it's getting there that's the issue. That's the hardest part. Once he's there, then he can spread his wings. He'll be good to go. Until then, we do have herO just going for his own standard opener. Pylon gets thrown down. It looks like a Stargate opener out of herO. is opening up. Likewise, yep, Stargate has been thrown down, so it should be opening up Oracle, I would imagine. Here, he has the option to open up Void Ray. He has yet to do so this series, yet to do so in this series, I should say. But we'll keep an eye on herO. Based on the rally, could be a Void Ray. And we'll see if he goes for a Stalker after the initial Adept. As he does open Adept first. Okay, double Adept opener. Shades across the map. herO, what do you have for us? What do you got? As Adepts are moving out. Their goal here, of course, is to scout, to make sure there's no hidden tech, no early gases. Is going to be an Oracle opener out of herO as he does a re-rally across the map. As herO is securing himself. Most people would see this pylon and this wall and it would be vulnerable, and it is, but here he does re-wall, or he does throw down a second pylon to secure this position, just in case. Adept does park itself in between the bases to make sure that no drones get sent through. And we might enter a standard game. Oh, god damn it, the turtle. God damn it, man. Ay, ay, ay. Not the turtle. I'll remove it after this game. I'll try to remove it. Ooh, rough revelation. Does miss a tumor. Oracle dips in. And does get one drone. Just the one. One drone goes down, third base on the way. But yeah, so far this looks like the most standing game here. From here we should be going for a Twilight Council into Forge, into +1. This time no glaives out of herO. At least we shouldn't get there. Not like this. As the Oracle takes a lot of hits, takes a lot of damage. Despite that, we'll find a couple of drones. Oh my god. Yeah, forcing out spores, forcing out the herO chambers. Oracle does get away. And behind this, there it is. Twilight Council Forge, a +1 in Blink. For the first time this series, standard follow-up. Okay. So no crazy glaives, not this time. We've seen glaives both in Game 1 and in Game 2, but here in Game 3, we're going into Blink. Meanwhile, Rogue, ooh, playing it safe. I would have said that this would have been the map to go Ling Hydra, but we do have a safety Roach Warren. So it looks like Game 2 did scar Rogue a little bit. He's playing safe as a result. He's not cutting as many corners. This is better for herO. And here he confirms. He does confirm he gets eyes on the Roach Warren. Here he sees. Likewise, hits the third, catches a queen, massive pickup. Now from here, Rogue, he can embrace roaches and he can go Lingbane Roach Ravager, or this could just be a stepping stone, or this could just be for safety and we just skip roach production and just go Ling Hydra anyway. We'll see how he makes use of that tech structure. Meanwhile, herO getting up to 4 oracles. Oh my god. There's that Hydra Den. Again, as you mentioned, that is kind of Rogue's win condition, or his go-to, is to get into Lurker tech. See if he can get there. Meanwhile, oracles, they should force a cancel. Oh, wait, that's a kill! Oh, that should not have happened. Yeah, kill, not a cancel. Ay, ay, ay. Not like this. The efficiency here, as herO, he has not lost a single unit so far. Oh, boy. Never seen into the main. Does confirm the standard follow-up. As a standard, it's going to be +1 and Blink into Storm, into the Temple Archives. Oracles, they do scout the Hydra Den. They scout the Infestation Pit as well. Again, the pit is to rush into Hive. Again, the goal here is to rush into Hydras, into Hive, into Lurker tech. And Rogue, he's taking a lot of hits, but he's still surviving. He's still getting there. As it should be around a 7-minute Hive. Lurker Den is on the way. Again, like that's his goal. It's his final form. If you can get to late game Lurker tech, that is where Rogue is at his best. So because they poke in, catching at 1, 2, 3, 4 tumors, going for the 4th expansion. I mean, it is heavily delayed. Taking a lot of hits, taking a lot of damage. Going for the queens, clutch rates used. Stage traps going off. Nice base here from Rogue. Storm is halfway done. And there it is. Yeah, 7:14 Hive timing here. So around a 7-minute Hive. That is on the way. Again, that'll be for the Lurker upgrades and for the Viper production. For Hydra Lurker Viper. Now, once it's able to get into a secure amount of Lurkers, then we should be seeing Nidus play. So Oracles, they do hit the natural, going for the Queens. Sporable zone, 2 drones go down, nothing major. Here we go, the first wave of Lurkers on the way. And with that, Rogue is secure. Rogue, now he has secured his 4th base. Lurkers are in position. I say that only 3 Lurkers, and herO, he's here to knock this base down. Uh-oh. I wasn't sure if herO would have enough pushing power, but he has Storm. Like, he has Storm ready for the Hydras. He's got plenty of charge lots, and it's only 3 Lurkers. Like, this position is not looking too secure. Rogue, he's going for a Spire. I'm loving the tech choice here. Lurkers are revealed. Where's the revelation? Where is the revelation? Yeah. Oracles are back home. herO pokes in, and herO, instead of trying to break this position, what do we see? Skytoss. We have a Stargate, a second Stargate alongside the Fleet Beacon. herO, he rotates over towards the right-hand side. Lurkers are not quite in position. But they transfer. Yeah, they're rotating over. They do get in. And now Rogue has got Lurkers at both entrances. This is also why this is a better map for this sort of style from Rogue to just turtle up, is because here on Amygdala, there's only 2 attack paths. There's one attack path here, and there's another towards the top side. Because of all these rocks, because of the terrain, Rogue, like the way to actually try to break this turtling player is quite limited, which is why turtle play, defensive play on Amygdala is favored. Here he's gonna try to break through. Now, bearing in mind, here he was very quick to respond with Skytoss. So he's already working on it. Lings, they run into the main army. Lings, they do try to catch us on the High Templar, and they do not get them. High Templar do survive. Do survive. More Lurkers morphing in. So far, 11 Lurkers, and as you can see, like, Rogue, he has no intention of actually like breaking out yet. I say that does push out here to try to catch out the army in the center, but for the most part, Rogue, as you can see, has been more concerned about securing himself, getting the center base, taking his expansions, getting a 5th, getting a 6th, and Rogue, he's now maxed. He's now maxed out. Adepts, they do shed into the mineral line. Drone's going to be going down at the same time. A base is going to fall. That's a kill, not a cancel. Rogue getting pulled apart. Rogue, ideally, he wants to focus on the main fight. Storm on the Hydras. Oh my god. Just take a storm to the face. Lings, they collapse on the High Templar. At the same time, Zelaramite does go for the gold, but there are Lurkers in position. And this is good damage from herO, but for the most part, Rogue, he still maintains himself. Still maintains himself here with his Hydra Lurker. I say Hydra Lurker because Viper Tech, okay, just now coming in, so Vipers are on the way. We will Tempest start massing for herO, which is the ideal. Getting to Tempest. Spire is done, now Corruptors are on the way. High Templar are exposed. Nice Storms though. Nice Storms, nice Stasis. Oracles, they pull back. Pull back, they do pull away. These rocks are being knocked down. And Greater Spire here for Rogue, getting ready for Broodlords. I feel like the Greater Spire is a little bit too early. This Spire is going to be delaying any +2 upgrades here for the Corruptors. Tempest are now revealed. Now, how many Corruptors are there? I believe 6? 10. Oh, 10 Corruptors. Up against 5 Tempests and a Mothership. Bearing in mind, there's 2 Vipers as well for those deductions. A second Spire is now on the way. Ultra Cavern as well. And again, Rogue this entire game, and if you notice, he has never tried to assault any of these bases. Whether it's the northern base or now the southern base, now under fire. But up until this point, 12 minutes, now he's finally being active. You're pushing it up. Does move in. One Oracle goes down. At the same time, we have Stalkers towards the left. We do have a Zealot on the right. Rogue, he does deny the expansion. That's going to be a kill on the Nexus, but here he's moving in. Here he does push forward, a deep onto creep. Takes down the Lurkers. Corruptor's pushing in. Power bomb here on the mothership. Stasis coming. Stasis from behind. Yeah, Stasis does shut down the army, and here he overwhelms. He cleans up all the Corruptors, cleans up with most of the Hydras. Jordan's still falling here to the Stalkers, and Rogue, he was completely torn apart. Oh my god, that was crazy. The hero just dominating the fight, takes down almost every single Corruptor, and the Stasis runs out. Oh, did we get a Revelation? Uh-oh. Yeah, there it is. Revelation here on the army. One Lurker stays burrowed. Messy engage here from herO, but GG gets called. herO, he will overwhelm, and herO takes game number 3. Whew. GG. Now, what is most concerning to me about what we just saw is that this was what Rogue wanted. Like, this is like, hey, Rogue, he finally got into what he's best at here. That's slowing the game down, getting into Lurkers, turtling up on 4 bases. He did get up to 4 bases. He was getting a 5th, getting a 6th base as well. The problem here, as we were pointing out, is that as soon as herO saw the Lurkers, bam, Fleet Beacon, Skytoss. He was so quick to switch into Tempest production that by the time he got into Tempest, Rogue wasn't ready for it. Rogue, he was focusing and so intent on Hydra Lurker Viper that his switch and his switch up into Corruptors and into Vipers was delayed. It was later there from the side of Rogue. So herO, he raced him and he beat him to late game. Like herO, he beat him to late game. Rogue, he was stuck on a more mid-game army when it comes to Hydra Lurker Viper. Doesn't scale as well into the later game against Skytoss. And with that, Rogue was overwhelmed. And herO did a great job at just pulling Rogue apart, going for the Zealot run by, Stalker counterattack, main push as well, like a tri-pronged attack out of herO. GG. GG well played. And that was a concerning game is what I will say. Because I mean, that was meant to be Rogue's map, that was meant to be his game, and now we're getting into Killer's Mile. Again, I'm hoping for an extended series, but herO, he is now 1 game away from claiming this. And here we go, spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Killer's Mile. We have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Team Falcons, down heavily in the series. 1 more loss, and that's it. That's the end of the match. Can he fight back? Can he bring it back here and now? It is Rogue. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Twisted Minds, leading the series 3-0, 1 game away from becoming, or from advancing on to the grand finals. It is herO. We go. And 1 more game is all he needs. And we are going to be loading into a smaller map. So again, Amygdala, that's the macro map, right? That's the macro map. That's the map that we do look to try to get some longer games in. That was the best case scenario for Rogue to try to get into Lurker Tech. Here on Killer's Mile, different story. Here, you do have a secure natural, true. The natural base is more secure with a very narrow ramp coming into it, but the 3rd base is more exposed. The 3rd base is exposed. We do see a lot of successful all-ins hitting and knocking this 3rd base down. The 4th base also exposed as well, so you can rotate between the 2 bases, very large entrances towards the 2 bases as well. Because of that, we don't often see too much late game here on this map. We have seen some weird like base trade scenarios and some very chaotic game states, just because of how difficult it is to defend your bases on this map. So we'll see. We've seen a lot of interesting games, what I will say. A lot of variance when it comes to what this map entails. So we'll see how herO and Rogue will approach this. Really, my eyes are on herO more than anything. When it comes to Rogue, I would imagine he's going to play Roaches. I feel like going Ling Hydra on a map like Killer's Mile is risky, so I would imagine a Roach-based opener, actually quite similar to Amygdala in my mind. We might even see a Roach-based opener into a Roach All-In. True, we could see a Roach All-In here from Rogue as well. So we'll keep an eye on his tech, we'll keep an eye on his economy. Likewise, herO back at home looks like a Stargate opener. So Piling is thrown down here next to the Gas Geyser, going for a Stargate. And we'll see how our players adjust. Again, the pressure is... God damn it. I'm so engrossed in the series, Pappy. I'm so engrossed that, like, after each game, I have to talk about the game. And I forget about the turtle. The turtle. Okay. After this game. We'll get rid of him. God damn. Every time. As for now, it is going to be the initial Stargate into most likely Oracle. Adept does shade in across the map. Oracle's on the way. Let's hype in the chat for my... I mean, I should remember to do it if the series concludes. I should be able to. We'll see. For those that are curious, to remove this logos mod, you have to do it out of game. It doesn't let you if you're in the game, because then the file is in use, so you aren't able to remove it. Has to be in between games, in between matches. Those that are curious. So Oracle does move out. Behind the center setup, just going to be droning, just going to be saturating. I mean, it is nice seeing the turtle. I mean, it's a little bit, you know, it's a little bit bloody. We have to clean it up. It's beautiful. The Oracle does poke in. I believe he gets one drone so far. Sorry, 2 lings. So 2 lings have fallen. Ooh, the Oracle does take a lot of hits, so again, no dead space. And no dead space here behind the base. Ay. With that, here takes a lot of hits early on. Bodes well for Rogue. Behind this, third base is being taken, and we'll see what kind of tech we'd go for. Does herO indulge in Glaive Adepts once again? I mean, he has freedom. herO, he has a massive lead in the series. Oracle dives in, takes a lot of hits here to the face once again. The Oracles are both very low. Ooh, Lair first. For the first time, okay, for the first time this series, Lair first out of Rogue. This screams Ling Hydra. Meanwhile, we go for the Stasis. Stasis is going to go off. Oh my god, brutal connection, catching out 5 drones, 6 in total. Standard follow-up, going for a Twilight Council and Forge. Meanwhile, herO, he does scout the initial lair. Now, curious here. Okay, we have the faster lair. Roach Ward is still going to be thrown down. With the faster lair, Rogue, he has the option to go into a fast Hydra Den. We'll see if he skips the Evo Chamber. As that episode do shade in. Oh my god. Do shade in. Link's going to be shut down. Oracles are coming to support. One Oracle goes down instantly. But the Lings are falling. And Adepts then making their way into the mineral line. They do shade in. Getting one drone. Just one. No major damage. They trade well, they trade efficiently, but nothing major. And Rogue, what are we going for? Are we going into Roach speed? Oh, he cancels! Yeah, cancellation on the Roach Warren, which means Ling Hydra is the tech of choice. Did herO see that? herO, he did not see the cancellation. Gases are being taken. Rogue, he's taking up. herO being overly aggressive here, he gets punished for it. I mean, he did lose, what, 7 Adepts, 1 Oracle, mainly trading against Lings. herO's been getting too excited, going for the Stasis. Stasis is going to go up. Catching out the Queen. There's that Hydrogen. Ooh, +1 range, not +1 melee. This does look like a 3-way all-in. We'll keep an eye on Rogue. Solar is very fond as we're going for the Stasis. This time will not connect. But Solar's very fond of going for these Hydra-based all-ins. I do think that you can definitely check out his games for an example of that. For saturating on 3 bases, using the 4th base just for Larva. So we'll keep an eye on Rogue. Meanwhile, ooh, Sky Toss at a herO. This feels a little bit risky here, considering that Rogue is investing quite heavily into pure Hydra. We can see Infestation Bit, so he is droning. He does plan to drone. He does plan on going into Lurker tech. We'll see if he can get away with it. I mean, this is a really good read out of herO. I mean, seeing the faster layer did scream Hydras, but herO, he saw that as a Lurker, as like rushing into Lurker tech. So responding so quickly with Sky Toss is actually like almost a hard counter. It's very similar to what we saw in the Migdal. Oh my god. As A-frames go down. But if you recall on Amygdala, when he saw the lurkers for the first time, he was so quick to switch into Skytoss. Here, he sees the lair, and then he switches into Skytoss. Overseer does go in, Overseer does confirm. Ooh, okay, so Rogue, he does see the tech, he does see a very heavy transition and setup area to Skytoss. Rogue, he may see this and decide, hold up, let's not make a hive, let's go pure Ling Hydra, let's not drone. And as you can see here, no drones. No drones at the third base. We were talking and referring to solos like 3 base all in, and does feel like that's the case for Rogue, as Rogue, he sends everything across the map. But Rogue is still teching. Oh, this is a little bit awkward here. So Rogue, he doesn't drone whatsoever. He's committing to the push, but now he's investing into a hive, into a lurker den, into a spire as well. It's very middle of the road. We'll see if he can pull this off. He might have enough anyway. They're collapsing on those stalkers. herO, GG. GG, herO, he has nothing. herO, he did start making Tempest. He started making Tempest, and Rogue, he pulls off the all-in. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Rogue, he does pull it off in the end. Again, so good response here by Rogue. Basically, as soon as Rogue saw that herO was getting ready for lurker tech, as soon as he saw the mass sky toss, he was like, let me just kill you. Like, if you're gonna rush into Tempest, let me punish you for it. Maxed out here with Ling Hydra. Did not join up his 4th base. GG. GG, well played. herO, he was not ready for that at all. The pants were down for herO, and we have a series. We have a back and forth. We're getting it. So yeah, I got rid of the turtle. I got you. Got rid of the turtle in the end. But GG, well played. Again, a solid response there from Rogue. Likewise, these aggressive moves and these aggressive builds are favored on Killer's Mile. We did mention how exposed the third base is, but now we load into a much smaller map, much more compact, also more defensive at times. I'm feeling Glaives, I'll be honest. I'm feeling Glaive adepts here. We'll keep an eye on herO. We'll see how we adjust. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Sandworm, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Team Falcons, fighting back, putting a point on the board. It is Rogue. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player from South Korea, representing Twisted Minds. It is herO. Here we go. Oh, okay, and welcome to Sandworm. Now, Sandworm has a shorter rush distance by ground. The rush distance by ground is shorter on Sandworm compared to Killer's Mile, so you can be more aggressive, you can be more assertive. On top of that, there is a gold base that is very tempting, and we have seen a lot of players expand and maintain the gold base on Sandworm. Despite the rush distance by ground, because of the terrain, the gold base is actually quite secure and relatively easy to maintain and hold on to. Bear that in mind, as we have seen a very successful play rushing into the gold. We're cannon rushing! herO, calm down. Forge gets placed. Now, this is a macro cannon rush. Gate into Forge. So bear this in mind. This is not too committed here, as Rogue, or as the probe does dip in, looking very suspicious. Here comes the pylon. And we'll see how Rogue does respond. Now, the goal here for herO is not to all. This is not all in. This is not all in. This is not all in. The goal here is to cannon rush the expansion and to force a cancel. Again, this is a macro cannon rush. Cannon has been thrown down. And herO, yep, he'll cancel. Throws down a cannon actually within range of the hatchery. And yeah, he forces the cancel. That's all he wanted. That's all he wanted. herO, he does come out with a win. Does cancel the expansion. And now herO can expand himself. You can see herO, he blocks the base. Rogue forced to expand at a ninja location. Let's go. Going for bottom right. Rogue, he does take both gases. Now, seeing both gases here, it looks like Rogue, he's most likely going to respond with a Roach Warren or even a fast lair. herO, he does confirm, he does scout both gases. He does scout the map here for the base, and back at him, herO should be getting his own Nexus as he's looking for the hatchery. He knows there's a drone, and he finds it. So he does find the expansion. herO, he can respond with another cannon rush here, but looks like herO, yep, he backs off. He moves out with the Zealot. The cannon will zone out these Lings. And I'm still waiting to see what the gas is going to be spent on. Oh, he pulls out. So he pulls out a gas. Rogue's still mining gas, though. This should be for, I would imagine, a lair. As things, they do slip by. Ling's moving out to try to defend. There it is. A lair is on the way for Rogue. And herO, instead of expanding, is setting up a proxy location to make sure that he denies the base. Uh-oh. Likewise, this Roach one is a little bit later, so the breakout's going to be later as well. herO trades well against. I mean, nice hold position micro there with those Zealots. I say that one Zealot is going to go down. Oh, the control. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Yeah, you can see him shuffle the Zealots around. The herO. Oh my, he will get it. He will get the base. Lings go down. Zealot survives. The control, Papi. Zealot finally falls, but he gets the base. He gets the expansion. herO, he didn't even need the proxy, by the way. This gateway could have been an expansion. Bear that in mind. As, yeah, the gateway gets found, and herO should be canceling. I mean, again, herO, he didn't have faith in his boys, in the Zealots. He didn't have faith. Yep, there's a Nexus, and Ling Hydra all in. Sorry, Ling Hydra. I should say Ling Queen Nidus all in is what I meant to say. So all in is on the way. Looks like we can produce a couple of roaches as well. herO, he goes in. herO, he does scout the lair, so he's aware of that at least. As the cannon finally goes down. And herO, you can see him getting ready here. Getting vision in the main. What do we have to defend? 3 Stalkers, 1 Shield Battery. And the Oracle. And Queens, they will help support this. How many Queens? 1 Queen so far. Only the 1 Queen. Oracle moves out. The Oracle's not going to be at home to defend. Cannon is on the way. Here comes the Nidus. Oracle into the main. Going for the drones. The main base is exposed. And drones are being targeted one after the other. The all-in is coming. That's going to be 6, 7, 8 drone kills, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, not quite, but 12 workers. The Oracle survives. The Oracle does live. A nice force field, but oh my god, yeah, GG gets called. There's no break in this location. Rogue, he's torn apart, no economy, and herO, he will take the series 4-1 off of the back with a cannon rush. GG. GG, well played. Relatable, Pipe, relatable. GG, well played. Again, that was a gateway into a forge. That is a quote-unquote macro cannon rush. Again, the goal of that cannon rush is just to force a cancel. To force a cancel on the natural, to contain your opponent and just expand behind it. Rogue, he responded with an all-in. Unfortunately, his macro or his ninja base was killed. Not even cancelled, it was killed. And did attempt the all-in, but unfortunately, he was slowed down. He was completely caught off guard by the Oracle. The Oracle just wreaked havoc, annihilated the mineral line. GG. GG, well played with that. Congratulations here, as herO will claim the series and will advance on to the grand finals. A very strong showing here by herO. There was one game where Rogue was able to recover, able to bounce back. That was on Killer's Mile, with herO in a way overreacting or reacting a little bit too hard. If you remember, herO, he got ahead of himself. herO, he saw the lair, he rushed into Skytoss. He was getting ready for Lurker Tech, and he would have been correct in that assumption, but Rogue, he scouted the Skytoss transition, he responded with an all-in, and Rogue was able to kill herO. As herO did overreact, did overrespond. He was rushing into Tempest production, as we had a 160 army supply army just barreling down the front door and killing him. GG. So Rogue, he was able to at least punish him in that one game, but outside of that, herO looking very dominant. herO does advance on to the finals, and the question becomes who will face off against him in those finals. Let's go. Exclamation mark, be in the chat to have a look at the back of yourselves. Let us head on over here and catch up on said brackets. From the top, we of course just featured herO versus Rogue in the semi-finals, and herO, he does claim the series in the end, 4-1 over Rogue. herO's in the finals, and he's waiting for the winner of Solar and MaxPax. Oh boy. So we do have another ZVP ahead of us here. We have our next semi-finals. Alas, we're going to be going on a short break. We're going to be going on a short break here. Vitas are underway. When we come back, Vitas will be done, and we will have our fresh series. Take this time to get some snacks, get some food, get some water, drain your disruptors, massage your marines, and hydrate all of your hydras. We'll be back soon with Solar and MaxPax. See you soon. See you soon, Pappy. See you soon.